All right. So second reading, Exodus 6:14 through 28. The Torah then reviews the lineage of Moses and Aaron, for their lineage was an important factor contributing to the Jewish people's acceptance of them as leaders. Interesting. There's a video where you can see, I mean, there's probably a few of them, where basically some guy comes by the Rebbe and says, how his father was this big Rav, and his grandfather was this big Rav, and his great-grandfather was this big. And the Rebbe's like, yeah, and you, right? So saying that you're all Geshe and you have all these things, and your father is such an amazing person, and your grandfather and all different amazing stuff. I mean, that is really amazing, but that only basically really demands more of you. It says, okay, so what do you have to offer? How exactly are you behaving? Because that's really what matters. At the end of the day is how do I behave? But it seems that over here there might be something they're trying to point out, some idea. It's not just trying to say that, oh wow, they have an impressive lineage, because there were some other people, like I think Korach, whatever, but basically that had a very impressive lineage and didn't end up making the right choices themselves, so making it pointless. Shalom, go ahead.
Good morning. Yeah, pass it along for this round.
Hey. Sorry, Mike. Yeah. Moses and Aaron. Who Aaron and Moshe v'Gemer Shemais Vav Chavav. These are Aaron and Moshe. The question is if I would behave differently if Moshe came to me and told me, get ready for redemption. I've come to, God is taking you out of Egypt. I think I'd also be like, yeah, well, you know. Oh, wait, I think I am doing that. In the middle of doing that. Because the Rebbe came and said, Giyazman Golaschem. Your time for redemption has arrived. Mashiach is here already. You have to open up your eyes. And I'm still, I'm like, well, you know, I'm not sure. I mean, because I like it where I am. I don't like it, but I'm comfortable. I don't have to worry about anything. I mean, I do, but I don't. Yeah, go ahead. Shalom.
Yeah, for the time being, I'm distracted. I'm doing something else on my phone while just listening in. But I heard you can't do two things at once, so it's probably true because I'm focused on that thing right now. Pass for now.
Name Fala. Let me say hi to him. I'll bring the phone over to him. Thank you. Pass.
Moses was the transmitter of the Torah that he received from God. The Moses aspect of our lives is thus the study of God's Torah and the performance of his commandments. Aaron was the first high priest. The Aaron aspect of our lives is thus prayer, for prayer reaches up to God as did the sacrifices that were offered up by the priests. So the Torah learning and the davening. It's interesting to see how the guarantees that the Alter Rebbe does in Tanya and in his Shulchan Aruch, in regards to basically telling us how it works in having a passion in davening. And the Alter Rebbe basically says that when you think about how God is actual King of the universe and there is nothing besides for Him, when you contemplate on that idea, you will have a passion in davening and arouse a love and awe for God. That's a pretty bold statement. And I guess that also takes away my excuse for a dry davening and for not enjoying davening, because it basically means that it's in my hands, I could do it. Shalom, your turn.
Yeah, well, like anything, however much you want to enjoy it, that's how much you'll enjoy it. So if I'm not enjoying davening, it's not because davening isn't good enough for me. It's just in my head, I'm not accepting davening as something I believe is good enough for me, or something like that. Um, yeah, facts.
Nice. The Torah sometimes mentions Moshe before Aaron, and sometimes mentions Aaron before Moshe. This teaches us that sometimes we need to first study the Torah or fulfill some commandment in order to properly relate to God in prayer. At other times, we might need to connect to God through prayer before studying the Torah or fulfilling its commandments in order to study or act in selfless devotion to God. Look at the Torah 388c. Yassi, thank you for making the effort to coming to Chassidus. I definitely want to hear your thoughts, and maybe if you read also can trigger some thoughts, but that's up to you. And Shalom, I think that it's deeper than that. It's not just like, if you decide to enjoy, then you will enjoy. Alter Rebbe is telling you exactly what you were supposed to do. In fact, Alter Rebbe even says it's a mitzvah midaraisa to basically contemplate on what God does for us by davening or before davening. And the reason why is because it says, "V'ahavtas Shem lekecha." How could God command us? How could God give us a mitzvah? It says in the Torah to love God your God. Shalom.
How can he do that? Well, I think that it would have to be in our control in order for him to give us that commandment. Otherwise, it's not really fair. Yeah, I'm just trying to listen in while I'm like doing other things, because just trying to get some things I don't want to do alone. I want to do it while I have something on the side, but it's hard to focus. I see that when I'm doing one thing, like if I'm trying to type out a text to someone while listening, I'll usually be focusing on the text more. Okay, I pass.
Yes.
That's it.
Okay. The Torah then reviews the lineage of, I think should go just Moses and Aaron. Who Aaron and Moshe? Again, Mishmois, Vav, Chavav. These are Aaron and Moshe. Going on. Um. So right, basically, the Alter Rebbe also tells us exactly how it's in our control. It's basically through contemplation. When I take some time every single day and I actually spend that time thinking, which is very interesting because we spend so much time in the busyness of the world and our lives and our non-stop anything stimulation that we basically, what makes us human and what makes us intelligent beings, we don't use. We never actually stop and use our brain purposely. We just kind of are just going by default. And by we, I mean me. But if this applies to you, so then please tell me what you think. Shalom.
Yeah, it applies to me. Pass.
Physics.
Moses was the transmitter of the Torah that he received from God. The Moshe aspect of our lives is thus the study of Hashem's Torah and the performance of his commandments. Aaron was the first high priest. The Aaron aspect of our lives is thus prayer. For prayer reaches up to God as do the sacrifices that were offered up by the priests. So I mean, we can't ignore the point of what we're saying here. That we need both. Davening and learning are both essential. Um, Anyways, recently I was basically with a couple of guys, and I was I davened. I took it was very crazy hectic day, and I davened. I sat down and I encouraged daven. Then I went and I davened, and as I was davening, I actually felt bad. I felt bad for them, and I'm saying like it's very tough. I find it very tough to sit there in such a busy world and not be able to have even a few moments to like spend, you know, without that whole pressure. Shalom.
Yeah, I agree. I think once it's done, once like you realize that you can do that, slow everything down for a second, and you're like, wow, how didn't I how didn't I do this like before? But until you experience it, it's like it's not even something that exists. It's like this is the way life is. I don't stop for anything. Just just running towards whatever we're running to. No stopping. Um, no time to even like check out the possibilities on the way. Um, yeah, yes.
The Torah sometimes mentions Moshe before Aaron and sometimes mentions Aaron before Moshe. This teaches us that sometimes we need to first study the Torah or fulfill some commandment in order to properly relate to God in prayer. At other times, we might need to connect to God through prayer before studying the Torah or fulfilling its commandments, in order to study or act in selfless devotion to God. Wow. So yeah, I mean, oasis, right? We know what an oasis is. It's kind of like what we have, but why are there so many people like every professional, every educator, every like are so against phones and so putting in so much pressure not to be on the phone so much? I think that one of the reasons is because we don't give ourselves a break. We don't know how to deal with freedom. And we literally have to train ourselves and get ourselves used to the idea of freedom. Having an oasis in our lives, meaning a few minutes in the entire day. We have 24 hours, a few minutes of just okay. Shalom.
Yeah, it's funny. Like whenever I have a certain amount, like a free amount of time, the first thing that comes to mind is like, what am I supposed to do now? When I can just like appreciate the fact that I'm not doing hard work during that time, even though I barely work at work. Um, Uh, yeah. I don't really have much else to say. I'm not like totally focused on it. I'm trying to focus as much as I can. Pass.
Shut up.
No, sir.
Yes, see?
Hey Siri, call Rafal Khanin. It doesn't work. I want to say hi to his boss. Doesn't let me. Let me say hi to Fala. So, pass.
The Torah then reviews the lineage of Moshe and Aaron. Who Aaron and Moshe v'Gomer? Shemais Vav Chavav. These are Aaron and Moshe. The truth is that I need to do it again. I need to start just spending a little time. I used to do it in certain classes. I definitely want to bring it back, but I feel like part of that is the constant barrage of telling people what to do. Basically, I just need to take some time, and maybe I gotta do it in my own time. Maybe I gotta do it in my own time, but I gotta do it. But spend some time just doing a little bit of contemplation. Jessica said something phenomenal about a week ago or something like that. He basically said trusting in God is to relax. And that really, I think, is phenomenal advice. Shalom.
I would pass.
For yourself.
I want to speak to Fala, that's why. He doesn't let me pass. I'm gonna pass on, by the way.
Okay. Moshe was the transmitter of the Torah that he received from Hashem. The Moshe aspect of our lives is thus the study of Hashem's Torah and the performance of Nope. Yes. 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 The performance of his commandments. Aaron was the first high priest. The Aaron aspect of our lives is thus prayer. For prayer reaches up to God, to Hashem, as did the sacrifices that were offered up by the priests. I think my next turn, I'm going to. We have a fairly decent pattern over here that we're sticking to. And if we're sticking to this pattern, then I'm going to use my next turn to actually do 1 minute of contemplation. Shalom.
Are you in school or are you working? What's your deal? Talk to me. Let me hear.
I pass.
I sleep.
Jesse, would you feel betrayed if I switched this class to other people? If you could respond to that by your turn, I'd appreciate that, because it's a thought of feelings, of how you feel right now, laying down with your tuchus to the camera, and how I feel right now, and your decision on what is important. I could give it to him. I won't.
Hold on. Me? Ready for me or for you?
Whatever.
Ready to splash?
No, I don't plan to splash. But my tefillin might be in there. Where's my tefillin? My tefillin might be in there, so then I need my tefillin.
Well, I'm not going too far. I'm going to be back.
I mean, whatever, for shachas.
Don't make sure you're on time for me. I'm more important than Coven, remember that.
10 o'clock works?
I'm saying if my tefillin's here, then I need my tefillin.
Yeah, I'll be back by 10. The chocolate's done. Chocolate's is I'll take it out right now.
He's not going to be back by shop.
Go ahead, Shalom.
I started working out like a month and a half back. Been sticking with it. Been seeing some changes. Baruch Hashem. What else?
Okay. Thank you so much. And who had the pleasure of
Yeah, I
speaking
can't
with?
wait for my vacation, whenever that's gonna come.
Okay, thank you so much. Have a good day.
Always looking for the vacation. Pass.
Okay, Isaac, morning. You got me to speak. Yay. Isaac, congratulations. First, you said about you would not kick me out of your class. You're not allowed to kick me out. I said it. So, but you could bring more people in, which will make the class more interesting, that I'll be more involved. Ever thought of that? You ever thought of that? Right now, there's only 2 people. Well, so Isaac, of course. I can still hurry. Say hi to Shalom. Shalom! Hey! Oh, 15 tickets. 15 tickets. No, for
Not now.
I'm gonna miss the raffle. I
No,
need
no.
to give it something to do for me.
But we're not now. I'm in the middle of class.
But I'm leaving.
Bye.
Wow. Robert Prince, you me 5 tickets.
Have a good day. Thank you.
Why does this look long tickets? Can I be Chazan today? I need tickets. Yes? I'm Chazan? I'm making myself Chazan. Yeah, so if I think we could get more people in here, class could be a lot better and more interesting, other than the 2 other than Shalom Sorcery, which is passing almost 10 seconds in.
What I'm considering is that how important it is for us to look back at the previous videos, and you can see. I can see my behavior, and I'll see why it is that people are responding in the ways that they do. So everything depends on me. There's no such thing as, I need other people in order to make it better. It's simply not true. I really think that it's not true. I think that it depends on me, and if I make it good, if I make it meaningful, if I make it useful, and I enjoy it very much, then people will automatically want to join and fight for it. This system of learning is completely based on its participants. And um, say something that you care about. Say something you're angry about. Say something that you love. Say something that you, I don't know. That's what makes it. Shalom.
Um, what do I? I'm thinking. I'm just usually more of a flow, so it's easier. I don't have to like put work into thinking out what I'm gonna say. Um, once I have to like stop and think about what I'm gonna say, then it usually just turns into me saying nothing or speaking about not having anything to say, which is what happened here. Yeah. All right, right. Creating flow. Next turn, I'll have something more to say, hopefully. Fast.
What I was saying is maybe I'm not motivated because I feel like I don't like the conversation. Maybe could be that. You don't know my brain. Have you? Yes, yeah. Yes, yeah. You got a chair for you right here. We're waiting. And you spend $200 more to get 2,000 miles, 70,000 miles. Maybe then I'll fly this kid. Yaska, this chair's waiting for you. Now get your tachas here. It's like it's like it's there for you. Now get here. That's all I have to say. Yeah, no, I think never kick me out. That's a good idea. Never kick me out is a good idea. But getting other people, no, kicking me out is a bad idea. Getting other people to join, I think it's a very good idea. I think more people would be better. I think if there's only three people and it's not good, but it's five people, I think it gets a lot better. And now I'm pissed. Yes, get left. I think you should make a FiveAlive recruitment. Get a bunch of chassidim to join right here. And then we'll have a better class. Deal.
Well, like I said, you want to do recruitment, you want more people to join, start making it good. Why would someone want to join right now? If I was any other kid right now, I would not want to join. Why should I? I could do whatever I want. So if I don't want to learn at all, I just don't learn. If I want to do one of those wasting times in the hallways and other places, or even in a chavrusa and do nothing, so then I do nothing. If I want to learn, I'll start down with a chavrusa and I'll learn. Why would someone want to come here? And the answer to that is, if it's good here, then people would like to join. But I don't think it gets better when people are here. I just don't think so. In my experience, that's not the case. My experience, it gets better when you get more people, when it's good. People want to join. And if you want, what's amazing about this is one of the things that I really like about FiveAlive is that if you want to have a good conversation, so start one. You can go ahead and talk about it. Say something that actually matters to you, and it will be a discussion.
Yeah. Don't have any specific things like I want to talk about right now. But sometimes I just like most times there'll be like a conversation already, so I'll just hop onto that. Because like can have like 4 different conversations happening at the same time. What else do I think? I think it's good when it's a minute and a half. I think it's good when there's more people. I think it's better when like I don't have to focus on something else. I mean, really, right now I'm like taking a break from something else. I have to hop back on in a few minutes. But yeah, especially when I'm like not really listening 100%, it's harder for it to like flow like this. It's like it's riding on me, even a little bit. All right, everyone have a great day. I'll pass.
Let me say bye. Yeah. So maybe. Yaska, how are you?
Yeah, Baruch Hashem. He's the
Wait, is that Rabbi Schmuckler? You can't mute Rabbi Schmuckler. Come on. Sorry, I have to do. I cannot. You can unmute yourself. I give permission yesterday.
I don't have
Yeah.
my phone by the end, you know, that's why I have to shut my phone. Okay, I'm sorry.
Bye. At least he said a word today. He wouldn't let him say a word last time. I think when there's more people, the conversation goes better. Maybe that's why. So maybe if we get like if there's 3 people talking about something after a few minutes, it gets boring because basically everyone said their point after 2 minutes. Maybe we should get more people in here and we'll have better conversations. So as it get to work, get more people here. Sign up application program, and there's a week testing and a month review. So we'll have someone in the class by the end of the year. That's I think is a good idea. Yes.
Well, Shalom, thank you for taking your time to join. And being that we're in school and a position right now that pretty much you can do whatever you want. So, Yossi, you for taking your time to join this Chassidus FiveAlive during class. And I'm going to take this last 1 minute to contemplate. You can join me if you want. Or you can disturb if you want.
Yeah, that's it. I like that. You open your eyes.
I was finding it difficult to concentrate. I'll have to try again later. My actions is what attracts people closer to me or against me or further away from me. I think it's 9 o'clock. Okay. Thank you very much. Sheikh now. Have a wonderful day.
Bye, Shalom. Yeah, say hi to Fala. I'm calling Fala now.